I have seen so many different species of birds in my yard just in the last week, and I'm excited to bring another one of those species to you. I'm Suzy, and I'm Conservation Coordinator for Denver Audubon. Before I tell you about who I'm talking about today, those 10 species are valuable because I know for sure that I'm going to be super successful at Denver Audubon's Bird-a-thon happening in May. And now is the time for you to get your team together so that you can count birds in your neighborhood. What is a bird-a-thon? It's like a walkathon or a marathon or a bikeathon, but instead of counting miles or steps, you're counting birds and collecting pledges from people that you know that go to support Denver Audubon's programs. This is a great time for the Bird-a-thon because right now we have an overlap of our winter birds and our spring birds. I'm sitting here on the ground because that's where I saw the bird that I'm talking about today. It's a winter bird called the Dark-eyed Junco. It is, like I said, it's a bird that we really only see here in the winter because they tend to move up into the mountains or up to Canada or Alaska for their breeding grounds. It's a bird that's found all across the continental United States. The dark-eyed junco has a lot of different color variations to look for, but one of the things that's really common in all of the birds is a pink bill and a dark head, usually gray or sometimes as dark as black. The gray variations tend to have a little bit of a darker black around the eye, so that's something you can watch for. The two types that you're most likely to see are the slate-colored junco and the Oregon junco that's more common across the western United States, although again, right here, great spot for an overlap of the two different types. So check out the different kinds of dark-eyed juncos that you will see. The dark-eyed junco is a favorite bird of a couple of people I know and is even sometimes considered the hooded monk because of that dark hood that the Oregon race tends to have. Actually, a couple of them have. Check out the birds using All About Birds or the Merlin app on your phone. It gives a lot of great information and fun facts about all the species that you'll see, and maybe you'll learn a couple of birds. So I challenge you this week to get out there and look for the dark-eyed junco. Also look for last week's bird, which is the house finch. And in another week or so, I'll bring you a third species that I see in my yard. And I would like for you to try and put together a team of people for our bird-a-thon. It could be a group of friends, could be your coworkers that you're not seeing very much this time of year. It could be your neighbors, and participate in the bird-a-thon. You can email your team name, your participants to Rhonda at denveraudubon.org, and she'll get a page together just for your team for contributions and pledges. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks for joining me again this week for another species that is found in my yard, and I hope you are finding these guys in your yard as well.